Episode 1, From Bench to Bedside, the story of Ribavirin. Welcome to Ribavirin Reminiscence and Lingering Load in Long COVID-19, where we unravel the tapestry of an antiviral underdog that's woven its way through decades of medical history. I'm your host Anushka, armed with a master's in genomics and a passion for decoding the molecular threads that shape health. Today, we are embarking on a journey back to the 1970s, tracing ribavirin's origin from a lab curiosity to a veteran in the antiviral arsenal. Joining me is Saakshi, a master's student in microbiology whose expertise in microbial dynamics sparkles like a perfectly cultured petri dish under the microscope. Welcome, Saakshi.
Thanks for having me, Anushka. I'm excited to dive into ribavirin's storied past and its unexpected encore in today's medical landscape.
So, let's spark the sequence like priming a genomic array. Picture the 1970s, a buzzing era of pharmaceutical discovery. Ribavirin emerges from the shadows. How did this antiviral pioneer first take shape?
Ribavirin's story begins in 1972 at ICN Pharmaceuticals, later Valiant, during a fervent quest to unearth broad-spectrum antivirals. Researchers, driven by the era's limited antiviral options, mostly narrow-spectrum agents like amantadine, screen purine analogs to disrupt viral RNA synthesis. Ribavirin, a synthetic nucleoside mimicking guanosine, was a standout. It integrates into viral RNA, inducing lethal mutagenesis by causing mispairing during replication, effectively sabotaging the viral genome. Its discovery was a triumph of structure activity screening, revealing activity against diverse RNA viruses like influenza, RSV, and hemorrhagic fever viruses in cell culture. This broad spectrum potential, rare for its time, positioned ribavirin as a frontier molecule in virology's nascent days.
Wow, a molecular saboteur slipping into the viral code. So, summarizing, ribavirin was born as a guanosine mimic with broad antiviral promise. So, it's discovered sparking excitement. What hurdles did it face in patients?
Commercializing ribavirin was a steep climb. After in vitro success, proving human efficacy required navigating toxicity and delivery challenges as well. By 1986, the FDA approved inhaled ribavirin for pediatric RSV, leveraging aerosol delivery to minimize systemic exposure as oral or IV forms caused hemolytic anemia in 10 to 20% of early trial patients due to erythrocyte accumulation. Its broad-spectrum allure led to off-label use in Lassa fever and pentavirus, with case studies showing nearly 30 to 50% survival improvements in resource-poor settings. Yet, systemic toxicity, variable bioavailability, nearly 40 to 50%, and inconsistent trial outcomes, example, mixed result in influenza, stymied its rise as a universal antiviral, confining it to the niche applications until bigger breakthroughs emerged.
Definitely a rocky path from lab to clinic, like sequencing a tricky genome. So, summarizing, ribavirin's early use was limited by toxicity and delivery issues. Fast forward to the 1990s. Ribavirin becomes a hepatitis C star. How did it claim that spotlight?
Ribavirin's hepatitis C chapter began in 1998 with FDA approval for oral use alongside interferon alpha, a pivotal moment for chronic HCV management. Alone, ribavirin's antiviral effect was modest with less than 10% sustained virologic response, or what we call as SVR. But paired with interferon, it boosted SVR rates to 40 to 50% in genotypes 1 and 4 per pivotal trials like Mac Hutchinson's 1998 study. Ribavirin's role was multifaceted. It enhanced interferon's immune stimulation, reduced viral relapse by stabilizing RNA replication errors, and also modulated Th1 to Th2 valence. The regimen was grueling, 24 to 48 weeks with 20% dropout due to anemia, where the hemoglobin was less than 10 gram per deciliter, 15%, and interferons flu-like symptoms. Still, it was the gold standard, bridging the gap until direct-acting antivirals like sofosbuvir arrived in 2013, pushing SVR to 90% with fewer side effects.
A gritty hero in the HCV battle, holding the line. Summarizing, ribavirin's synergy with interferon transformed hepatitis C treatment. What wisdom did ribavirin era impart for future antiviral strategies?
The ribavirin era taught us critical lessons. First, broad-spectrum antivirals, while versatile, often trade specificity for toxicity. Ribavirin's anemia risk, nearly 10 to 20%, underscored the need for targeted mechanisms. Second, combination therapy is the key. Ribavirin's synergy with interferon, boosting SVR by 30%, showed that multi-pronged attacks outsmart viral resistance. Third, viral evolution demands agility, that is, HCV's rapid mutation rate, nearly 10 raised to the power minus 4 errors per nucleotide, exposed ribavirin's limits, pushing development of DAAs with precise protease or polymerase targets. Finally, patient tolerability matters. High dropout rates, nearly 20%, highlighted the need for shorter, safer regimens, shaping today's 8 to 12 weeks DAA protocols. These insights continue to guide antiviral innovation, especially for emerging challenges like long COVID.
A treasure trove of lessons, like decoding a genome's secrets. Summarizing, ribavirin taught us about specificity, synergy, and patient-centered design. Saakshi, here we are in 2025 with ribavirin taking a surprising bow in long COVID. What's driving this third act?
It's a remarkable twist. Ribavirin's broad-spectrum RNA interference, once pivotal for acute viruses and chronic HCV, is now under scrutiny for long COVID's post-viral inflammatory and potential viral persistence mechanisms. Early 2024 studies, like those in Frontiers in Microbiology, suggest residual SARS-CoV-2 RNA in tissues may trigger chronic inflammation, with cytokines like IL-6 elevated in 20 to 30% of long COVID patients. Ribavirin's ability to disrupt RNA replication and also modulate immune responses, reducing IL-6 by 25% in vitro, makes it a candidate for trial targeting persistent viral reservoirs or immune dysregulation. It's a long shot, but its a history of adaptability gives it a unique edge in this uncharted territory.
Saakshi, you have spun ribavirin's tail like a master sequencer mapping a viral genome. Thank you for illuminating its journey from bench to bedside and beyond.
Thank you, Anushka. It's been a delight to trace ribavirin's resilient path with you.
And thank you, listeners, for joining us on ribavirin reminiscence and lingering load in long COVID 19. Like genomicists chasing elusive variants, subscribe to our next episode where we probe ribavirin's molecular mechanics and its potential for long COVID. I am Anushka signing off. Stay curious, stay healthy.